Hello everyone, myself Aksami Shrikuti and I am giving seminar on cyclic DAC and pipeline DAC under the guidance of Meghna ma'am. These are the contents which I am going to explain in that topic, that is introduction to cyclic DAC and the pipeline DAC. Cyclic DAC, what is cyclic DAC and what is pipeline DAC? Depending upon that I will solve regarding that problem, advantage and disadvantage of that applications, and the what is the future scope of this cyclic DAC and the pipeline DAC. So introduction. So introduction, in this introduction it is about basic about the what is the cyclic DAC and what is the pipeline DAC. So a cyclic DAC is a serial DAC. What is a serial DAC means? Serial means it is going to be in sequence fashion. Sequence means what? One bit at one clock pulse it will take one bit, so that is why it is called as the serial DAC. Serial means it is going to perform the operation bit by bit. Cyclic, it is also why it is called as cyclic, because the iterations or the operation of that bit is going to be repeated, that one bit in it will go on performing in the cyclic manner, so it is also called as cyclic DAC. In a serial DAC the conversion is done sequentially, that is one clock pulse is required to convert one bit. DAC means what? DAC means usually it is a digital to analog converter. Digital to analog converter in electronics means what? It is just converting the digital information or digital data into analog form. What is the digital data? Digital data may be the binary numbers or the binary data, and the analog will be the analog output may be the current or the required voltage, so that's why it is called as the digital to analog converter. Okay, so the digital to analog converter, how it may be? So this is the converter, digital to analog converter. Okay, and these are the binary inputs. Binary inputs may be the B0, B1, B2 up to so on, and this is the output, so that may be the analog output. Analog means it is in the form of current or the voltage. This may be the binary inputs and this will be the analog current or voltage output. So this DAC will be the circuit to convert the digital information to analog information. So this DAC may be the that is R2R ladder, this R2R ladder circuit, or the parallel resistor circuit. What is the parallel resistor circuit? I will show here. It is the parallelly connected resistance which is going to add up the resistance value. This may be R, this may be 2R, 4R, and these are the reference voltages. Okay, so this together it is connected to the op amp, operational amplifier, to get the analog output. Okay, so this is digital to analog converter op amp, so we are using here op amp to convert the digital to analog output. So this is the but this is not going to, so this circuit is not giving the accurate result. So this circuit is not going to use. Usually they are using for digital to analog converter, they are using the R2R ladder circuit. Okay, R2R ladder circuit. Okay, R2R ladder circuit. Okay, so the suitability of DAC for a particular applications is determined by the figure of merit. So as we have know that figure of merit is just the output and input voltages. Okay, so what we are giving the supply voltage, that is the figure of merit can be calculated, including the resolution, maximum sampling frequency, and others. Okay, then the pipeline DAC is just the extension to the cyclic DAC. What is the extension to the cyclic DAC means? It is the in cyclic DAC what we are connecting, connecting only one circuit and we are repeating one clock pulse for one bit. But in this pipeline DAC we are connecting more than one circuit, so that we can get the accurate values and accurate results. We are connecting more than one circuit to perform the operations. It is not depending upon the one bit, it is depending upon the number of we can go on doing the operations. So that's why we are using the pipeline DAC. Okay. Now I am going to tell about the cyclic DAC. So in introduction, what I have said, cyclic DAC is just the sequential DAC. So it is going to perform the operation based on the one clock pulse for 1 bit. Okay. See here, it is given like the cyclic DAC uses only a couple of simple components to perform the conversion. So to perform the conversion, it is using the simple components, that is, it is using the parallel to series converter, the summer, the sample and hold circuit, the feedback signal. Okay. So here the cyclic DAC uses only a couple of simple components to perform the conversion. Then a summer adds what is the summer? It actually adds up the reference or ground to the feedback signal depending upon the input bits. So this is the cyclic digital to analog converter circuit diagram. So here what are the simple components they have been used to convert this cyclically? This is my parallel to series serial converter, and this is the summer point, this is the sample and hold circuit, and this is the feedback signal. So these are the basic components used to convert the cyclic digital to analog converter. Okay. So depending. So this is the parallel to series converter. So this is the parallel to series converter. So what is this? Why they have taken here D0, D1, D2, Dn minus 1, n minus 2, Dk? Because this parallel to series serial converter is just, it will use the D flip flop. Why they are using D flip flop? Because D will take the one input and one clock pulse. So this is my one clock pulse and this is the one input. What will be the output of this? This will be the output will be QA and QA bar. We are getting the output as QA and QA bar. So these are what? These are the serial input. Okay. So these are the serial input and the serial data in. Okay. And this is the clock pulse. So this is another flip flop. So this is my D1, D2, and this is what QB, and these are the outputs QB bar. This is another clock pulse. Okay, same. So why they are giving here D1, D2? Because D0, D1, D2, because they are using the D flip flops and the inputs are D0, D1, D2 up to so on, and they are connecting it to n inputs. So here it will be the n, Dn, and the clock, and this will be the output will be n number of inputs. So for that I will take output as Dk, and this will be Dk bar. So this is how they are connecting the inputs, and we are getting the output as a Dk and Dk bar. So depending if this output is 1, it is connected to the reference point, reference voltage. Okay, reference voltage. If this output is 0, then it is connected to the ground. So this is how this parallel to serial converter is been connected. So this Dk and Dk bar will depend upon the input values, binary input values. So as in that point it is given a summer adds reference or ground to the feedback signal depending upon the input bits. So depending upon these values, no, it will add up depending if it is connected to 1, then it will add up with the summer point. If it is 0, it will add up, this Dk bar will get added to the summer point. Then we are calculating the output. So an amplifier with a gain of an amplifier with the gain of this is my amplifier which is having the gain of 0.5. It is a constant value, that is 0.5 gain. Feeds the output voltage. It feeds this output voltage back to the summer point, back to the summer, such that the output at the end of each cycle depends on the value of the output during the cycle before. Okay, so this is the amplifier which feeds the summer point depending upon the this is the 0.5 always. So this amplifier will feed this output voltage depending upon the before output. If it is positive, then this value will be added up to this summer. If it is negative, it will not add this before output voltage. The notice that the input should be read in the serial fashion. Serial fashion means from D0, D1, D2 up, it should be from low to highest value. So therefore it is why it is a serial fashion, because it is a sequential DAC. So the conversion is performed 1 bit at a time, resulting in n cycles. N cycles means n number of inputs required for each clock conversion. So here no, the clock pulses are required, n number of clock pulses are required. the accuracy of this cyclic converter, no, it depends upon the several factors. The factors like gain of the amplifier should be 0.5, it needs to be highly accurate. So that, and is usually generated with the passive capacitors. Similarly, the summer and the sample and hold also needs to be bit accurate. Okay, then since this converter uses a zero sample data approach, the implementing this architecture using switch capacitor is relatively easy. So this was the how the conversion is going to take place. Like the input bits are fed one bit at a time. So depending on the value, the switcher is either connected to the reference or it is connected to the ground. Okay, now I am going to explain about this analog to cyclic analog to digital converter, how it has been connected. So this is my cyclic digital to analog converter. So here it is what it is, the parallel to serial converter. So this parallel to serial converters are what, it is a D flip flop. Why we are using D flip flop? Because one input and one clock pulse is required for the cyclic conversion, and the output should be like QA and QA and QA bar. So like this, if we are connecting n number of inputs, then we are connecting then we are getting k number of output. If it is 1, it should be connected to the reference voltage. If it is 0, then this bar should be connected to ground. So later it adds up the summer, and this is my sample and hold circuit. So sample and hold circuit, why we are using sample and hold circuit? Because sample and hold circuit, what it will do, it will convert the analog information to the digital form. So like this sample and hold circuit, as everyone knows. So this is my one op-amp amplifier, op-amp operational amplifier. This is what it is, the MOSFET, and again one amplifier I will be connecting for conversion of this digital, and a sample and hold circuit will be like this. This is my Z2. Then here it is, here we are getting the output. So this is again feedback, it is connected to this output. So this is my 1 point. Here it is what, this is the MOSFET gate terminal, this is drain terminal, and this is the source terminal. This output is connected again to its negative feedback. So this is my negative feedback, this is the input. This input may be analog, okay, analog input, and this will be the sampling pulses. These are the sample pulse. So this is the sample pulse, this is my analog input, okay, and this will be the digital, or we are getting the digital outputs. So here this is the MOSFET, okay, MOSFET. See, the sample and hold circuit is an electronic circuit which creates the samples of voltage to it as an input, okay, and after that it holds the samples for the definite time. So the time during which the sample and hold circuit generates the sample of input signal is called the sampling time. Similarly, the time duration of the circuit during which it holds the sampled value is called holding time. Here the sample and hold circuit, why we are using? Because we are converting the analog information, again we are converting it to digital output, so that we can get finally the DAC operation is been performed. So we are using here sample and hold circuit. So this sample and hold circuit output, we are getting it into the digital form. This whatever the inputs are there, binary, these are the values, it is in the form of voltage, reference voltage. So this is what reference voltage means, what it is, the analog value, okay. So analog value is fed as an input to the sample and hold circuit. So we are using the sample and hold circuit, that is why to convert the analog again to the digital form. Why? Because we required the digital information to DAC, it is operation, that is digital to analog converter. Here this is the inputs, we are getting analog values, so we are taking the sample and hold circuit to perform the required operation. So this see, whenever this so this is my analog input, okay. When the input is greater than this, when the voltage is greater than the threshold voltage, then the transistor start conducting, then this MOSFET start conducting. So whatever the voltage is fed, it will be here one there is a capacitor, okay. To this there will be a capacitor connected, hold the charging. Okay, here there will be capacitor. So this is the capacitor. This will be holding capacitor. This is called as holding capacitor. Okay, when this transistor is on, whatever the charge is there, it will flow through this and will get the output. Okay, and at that time there was some amount of charge will be flowing in this, so it will be hold some amount of charge. When this transistor is not conducting, or when this voltage is less than the threshold voltage, this transistor will be not conducting. So when this is not conducting, it will not turn on this amplifier. Whatever the stored charge is there, it will give, this capacitor will flow give the charge from this to this op amp and will get the output. So this MOSFET or this transistor will conduct or will act as a switch. Whenever this switch is whenever this is closed, that time this operation is performed. Whenever this is open, it will not allow any charge to flow from this. So that is why it is we are using the sample and hold circuit to get again the charge. So the cycle should be flowing continuously. Here it is the sample and hold circuit. Whatever the sample and hold circuit output is there, this is fed with this feedback amplifier to this output, and it is given to this summer, and then we'll get the final output. If it is less or if it is negative value, it will not add with this. Okay, it will directly go to the ground. So that is how we will calculate the voltage of this circuit. So the equation for calculating the output voltage of this circuit is V out of k is equals to this is D flip flop, so input is D, k minus 1 into the reference voltage RF plus half VA of k minus 1 into half. So why it is how it is general equation have come for this output, depending upon this diagram. See this diagram. Here what we are getting, getting this output, right? So this is my output value. So this output should be multiplied. If it is 1, it should be multiplied with this reference voltage. So it is the multiplication of this D k n minus 1 into reference voltage plus, why it is half, because it is a sum, it will add with this amplification. So whatever before output is there, it should be added with this. So it is half VA into half VA of k minus 1, whatever the output voltage is there, into 1 by 2 this amplification feedback gain. So it is 1 by 2. So this is how the output voltage of this cyclic DAC is calculated. Now I am going to explain about the pipeline DAC. So what was a general pipeline DAC is just the extension to the cyclic DAC. Here the cyclic converter presented in the last section takes n clock cycles per n bit. In the cyclic, what we were doing, we are taking the n number of bits and n number of clock pulse to perform the operation. Instead here we are recycling the output back to the input each time. Okay, we are just feeding back the output again for the input each time. We could extend the cyclic converter to n state, where each stage performs 1 bit of the conversion. Okay, so this extension of the cyclic converter is called as the pipeline DAC and is seen in the figure. Okay, next slide I'll show the figure. The signal is passed down to the pipeline. Okay, each stage works on one conversion. Okay, one conversion for one stage, they are just using the one conversion. To get the accurate result, we are going for this pipeline DAC. One stage, one conversion, and again the previous stage can begin process another. Okay, the previous stage again it can perform the another operation. So we are going for the pipeline DAC. Therefore, an initial n clock cycle delay is experienced as the signal makes its way down the pipeline the very first time. After the n clock cycle delay, a conversion takes place at every clock cycle. Besides this n clock cycle delay, the architecture can be very fast. However, the amplifier gains must be very accurate to produce high resolutions. So in this pipeline DAC, what is the main intention to do this pipeline DAC is to get the highest results and high accuracy resolutions, high resolutions, and amplifier gain should be accurate. There was cyclic, means it was going on performing the bit by bit operation, one clock pulse and one bit they were taking, Why we are going for pipeline DAC? Because we want high accurate results. Here in this pipeline DAC, what we are going to perform, one complete stage is used to do the operation. One complete bit is taking one stage to perform the operation. So this was so therefore however the amplifier gain must be very accurate to provide high resolutions. So this is the general structure of the pipeline DAC. So here there are n number of stages, like as there it is shown in that figure. Here it is sample and hold circuit, n number of first stage, second stage, and this was the n number of stages. N number of stages are connected to perform the results. Each stage works on the conversion. If the input bit is 1, reference is added to the output. Okay, if the input bit is 1, then the reference is added to the output of the previous stage. Okay, divided by 2, and the value is passed and divided by 2, because it is the gain factor, it should be divided by 2. So if the value of this input is 1, then the reference voltage is added to the output with the value multiplied by 2. Okay, divided by 2, and then that value is passed to the next stage, and that output value is passed to the next stage. If the input bit, okay, and that value is passed to the next stage. If the input bit is 0, the previous stage output, if the input bit is 0, the previous stage output is divided by 2, and the result is passed on. So this process becomes clear. Okay, this process of converting the input bits depending upon the input value. So the output bit is added and divided by the factor. This was how the pipeline DAC connections were made. So stage 1, stage 2 up to so on. Input value was 1 and 0. If it is 1, then the reference is added, and that is divided by this 2. Okay, and with the previous output. If the input is 0, that also was performed. Like if it is 0, then it has been grounded. So this should be divided by 2, and it should be added with the previous output voltage. So this is the conversion, how it is been done in this pipeline DAC. Okay, the signal is passed to the pipeline as each stage works on the conversion of the previous stage. So can begin the process another. So after doing this conversion, after I am passing my output to this stage, that time this stage also can conduct the conversion process. That time this stage again it can take the different value, again it can perform the same operation. So like this pipeline DAC will work. So why this architecture we are using? Because it is fast and the area occupied is n times more than, but here no, it is fast but the area required is more, because n times more than the cyclic DAC. For high resolution and amplifier gain must be accurate. So why we are using? Because of high resolution amplifier gain we are using this pipeline DAC. So this was all about the pipeline DAC. So I'll solve the problem on the cyclic DAC now. So this was the problem, like this is the problem on cyclic DAC. Show the value of the output voltage at the end of each cycle. So of a 6-bit cyclic DAC with an input value of that is D5, D4, D3, D2, D1, D0, 11, 01, 01. Assume the reference voltage as 5. So how is this problem to solve? I'll show here. So what is the given value in that question? They have given the reference voltage as 5 volts. So this is my reference voltage 5 volt. Then again what they have given, these input values, that is D5, D4, D3, D2, D1, D0 is equals to 110101. So this is what D0 value, D1 value, D2 value, D3 value, D4 and D5 values. So these are the D0 to D5 values of the input what they have given in the question. Okay, 6 bits. So this is the 6 bits means what? They have given the n value as 6. 6 bits means n value as 6, reference voltage is given and the input value is been given. Now so to solve this problem we can predict the value of the output voltage based on the previous experience with DACs. So the digital input is what they have given, the digital input as this is my digital input. So this is equals to what? 110101. So this is the digital input. So this is how it can be written in binary. So this value is what binary. In this binary, 2 raised to 6, 2 raised to 5, 2 raised to 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It is they have given as 1 1 0 1 0 1. So this value is what now? It is 2 raised to 5 means what? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 16 to the 32. So 32 plus 2 raised to 4 means what? 2 raised to 4 is 2 raised to 4. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. Okay, plus this is 0 plus this is 4 plus this is 0 plus this is 1. 32 plus 16. 32 plus 16 will be 32, 16. 38, 48, 48, 48 plus 4, 52, 52 plus 1, 53. So this value is what? 53 to the base 10. Why it is? It is the conversion of this is the digital input. It has been converted into this form. So we got that 53 to the base 10. Therefore the output voltage due to this input should be. So how to calculate the input output voltage of this depending upon this? Say so how always how it will be calculation, just for the reference purpose, how it will be calculated means what is the input predicted value of this output will be 53, no? So 53 divided by 2 raised to n into the reference voltage. So this is the general equation to predict the last output. We are using this general equation like this input values, how many number of input they have given, that depending upon the 2 raised to n into reference value. So what is this now? We have to how can we predict 53 in divided by 2 raised to 6 into what is the 53 divided by 2 raised to 6 into the reference voltage 5. So what is the 53 divided by 2 raised to 6 value will be 2 raised to 6 will be 53 divided by it is 2 raised to 6 means what? 2 raised to 6 value will be 2 raised to 6. It is 64. So 53 divided by 64 into 5. So what is this value? 53 divided by 64 into the reference voltage 5. So it will be 4.140. So it is 4.140 volts. So this is the reference voltage. What we have calculated is the predicted output. Now next we have to go for the table to at last we should get this output, then only the value is correct. So how to calculate that table? Depending what is the general output equation? V out is equals to general output equation V out is equals to, I'll take it is for n cycle. Okay, V out of n is equals to dn minus 1 into the reference voltage plus half Va of n minus 1 into 1 by 2. Okay, so this is the general equation to calculate the output voltage. Now I'll make the table to calculate the output voltage. The table we have to make is the first one is the what? Cycle number. Okay, cycle number, it is n, and the second one is the dn minus 1. So that is what is the values, input values they have given, and the third one is the Va. We have to calculate the Va of n minus 1, and last is the output voltage V out. Okay, of the n cycles. Okay, so this is the cycle number. How many bits they have given? 6 bits. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. And what is the input value they have given? Input values they have given is 1 d naught value. That was the in this question it was given like here it is d naught value is 1. Okay, 0 1 0 1 1. So like that we have to write here. So what is the input values? The d1 values 1 0 1 0 and 1 1. So these are the what are they have given input values? 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 bits. So 6 values, input values 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 1. So this 6 bits, 6 input values, and this have to calculate, and this also we have to calculate. Okay, So this value is always initial value for this sample and whole of that sample and whole circuit is always V of Va of n is always equals to 0. Okay, initial condition. So it is for first cycle it is 0. Then next we have to go on calculating. For 0, how to calculate the voltage now? V out, here it is. V out is equals to what? It is dk values, means this values 1 into what is the reference voltage 5 plus what is the half into what is the Va of initial value, it is 0. So it is 0 into whole, this whole into 2, it 1 by 2. So 1 into 5 will be 5 plus this will be 0 and it is into 1 by 2. So 5 plus 0 is 5, that is equals to 5 by 2, it equals to 2.5. So here it will be, for first cycle it will be 2.5 volt. Okay, so similar. Next I will calculate for the second cycle, that is what, 0. Okay, so how to calculate this Va? It is just the output voltage should be added with the before output voltage. So it will be 2.5 plus 2.5, it will be 5. Okay, so here I will write the 5 volt. So next, same way you have to go on calculating the values for Va, that is 0, 5, 2.5 will get, then next value is 6.25, then next one is 1.325 and the last one is 6.5625. So depending upon this I can calculate now V out. For the first cycle what we got, 2.5. okay, this should be added with the next cycle, so we'll get this 2.5. then next we have to add with this 5 should be added with this, so we'll get this 6.25. so up to so on it should be added with the before output voltage. So we'll have this this is how we can calculate the Va values. Then I have to calculate now V out values. So to calculate the V out values for the second cycle now. Okay, second cycle, what is that? Second cycle V out is equals to what is the second cycle ka in this D value is 0, it is 0 into reference is 5 plus 1 by 2 into Va of second cycle. What is the Va of second cycle? It is 5 into 5. Okay, into 1 by 2. So this will be 0 into 5 will be 0 plus 5 into 1 by 2 into 5. So it will be 5 by 2 into 1 by 2. So what will be the output voltage now? V out is equals to 5 divided by 2. So is equals to 5 by 2, 2.5 into 1 by 2. So it is 1.25. The next voltage will be 1.25 volt. Okay, 1.25 volt. Then this for the third cycle. How to calculate it will be 1.25 for the third cycle now. Second one, if this is for V out is equals to third cycle. What is the input? It is 1 into 5 plus 1 by 2 into reference Va of 0 will be, here it is 2.5, it is next 2.5 into 1.5 1 by into 2.5 into 1 by 2. So this will be what I'll get. So it is 1 into 5 will be 5 plus 2.5 divided by 2, 2.5 divided by 2 into 1 by 2. So next output will be for the third stage, it is 5 plus 2.5 5 plus 2.5 divided by 2 it into 0.5. So it is 3.125. The third cycle input will be, for the third cycle it is 3.125. So here it will be 3.125. Okay, the next one for the fourth cycle, V out will be, V out is equals to fourth cycle, what is the input value? It is 0 into 5 plus 1 by 2 into what is the Va of 0, we have Va of 4 we have calculated, it is 6.25 into 1 by 2. So this will be 0 plus 6.25 divided by 2 into 1 by 2. So what will get the answer? 6.25 divided by 2 into 0.5. So it will be 1.5625. So here it will be 1.5625. Then the next stage is for fifth cycle, it is V out is equals to, what is the input? Here it is for fifth cycle, what is the input? It is 1. So 1 into 5 plus 1 by 2 into reference voltage, what we have calculated, 3.125, 3.125 into 1 by 2. So this will be 5 plus 3.125 divided by 2 into 1 by 2. So that will be 5 plus 3.125 divided by 2 into 0.5. So this will be 3.281. So 3.281. So this is the for fifth cycle. Now last for the sixth cycle, it is V out is equals to, what is the input? Here value V out 1. 1 into reference is 5 plus 1 by 2 into, what is the calculated value? 6.5625. 6.5625 into 1 by 2. So this will be 5 plus 6.5625 divided by 2 into 1 by 2. So this will be last value will be, it should be 4.140. okay, so this volt. So this, the next one is 3.281 volts, and then last one is the 4.140 volt. So this value should match with the predicted value. Before we have predicted this value, then only the whatever the output voltage you have calculated for the cycles, it is correct. So this is how we have to calculate the problem for the 6-bit cycle, cyclic DAC. That's how what I have shown is there, how to solve the problem for the DAC. Then the next one is the advantages and disadvantages. So the main advantage of the cyclic DAC is that it can convert any number of input bits to its analog voltage without any degradation. Means any number of because here no n number of inputs are there, n number of clock cycles are there. So we can convert that any number of input voltage to the analog voltage. So without any degradation. So that is the advantage. Okay, in the case of R2R ladder, why we are taking here R2R ladder? Because we are using here DAC, R2R ladder DAC. So the accuracy will get decreased as the number of bit increase. Okay, so in this in this case, if we are using R2R ladder, the DAC, the accuracy will get decreased as the number of bit increase. So this is how, if number of bit increases, the accuracy get decreased. So we are going for the pipeline DAC. Now advantage of the pipeline DAC is it provides an optimum balance. It provides an optimum balance. Here it is. It provides an optimum balance of size, speed, resolution, power dissipation, and analog design efforts. So this is also an advantage. Again, it gives the high speed of operation. Linear output driver. It is the linear output. We can get the linear output. No disturbances. So this is how these are the advantages. Okay. So these are the advantages of what? It is advantages of cyclic and pipeline DAC. The main disadvantage of those DACs is inaccuracy. As the number of inaccuracy is the main disadvantage of cyclic DAC is that it it is inaccuracy as the number of bit you go on increasing, no, that time you number of bit increases, it requires large number of resistor, and also the accuracy get decreased. So this is the main disadvantage of the cyclic DAC. So the applications of this DAC is it is used in the telecommunication systems, television, that is HD TVs, high frequency resolution system, etc. So what is the future scope now? So in this pipeline DAC design, so the basic block in all the stages were assumed to be identical. Okay, so this required to bring out commonality, that is various pipeline DACs, and hence can make the study on the impact of bits per stage on the performance parameters like speed, area, power, and linearity. To improve this all, these are the future scope. There should be less area required, the speed should increase more faster, and power dissipation should be less, and also the linearity, we should get linearity without any errors. So this is the main these are the major we have to look in. Then saving the area by eliminating, so we can save the area by eliminating the sample, and in future we can eliminate the sample and hold circuit, and we can also the next future scope we look into it is that we have to reduce the area. How we can reduce the area? In that by eliminating, saving the area by eliminating the sample and hold circuit. Okay, we can area we can reduce in pipeline DAC. In cyclic DAC we are using, in pipeline DAC we are using more number of sample and hold circuit. So the next future scope what we can look is reducing the area. How we can reduce the area? As we have seen in pipeline DAC, more number of sample and hold circuits are there, but but it is accurate. So we can eliminate the sample and hold circuit, number of sample and hold circuits, so that we can also we improve the accuracy. So that is to reduce the area. So that is also we can by using the comparator or zero crossing detector. So therefore delay can be improved, and also the errors can also be reduced. So this is how we can improve in future. So that was all about the cyclic DAC and the pipeline DAC. Thank you.
Thank you for listening us. What
um, this is how I have explained about the cyclic DAC, how it has been introduced, how it has been implemented, how the operations have been performed, what are the advantages, what are the applications of those all, and also the future scope, how we can implement in the future by reducing the area, improving the efficiency, everything. So this is how the topic has been. Thank you.